Welcome back, everyone. This is Jarrenitis bringing you Feed the Beast 1.6. We are starting on episode 25. Yes, I've got my episode numbers. I've got my episode numbers back. I can't talk straight, but I've got my episode numbers back. So, in preparation for this episode and continuing our charcoal farm, I have made a couple of things. I've made some thaumium golems. And I made a couple extra tallow golems and a couple of extra little things here. I made a golem animation core of empty and a golem animation core of use. You remember we made the chop animation core previously. I didn't figure you guys would care about seeing more infusion crafting. This one was easy. Didn't actually require anything special. Had to make two of them. Greed and Vacuos, no big deal. And then I used one of those in an infusion crafting thing. I actually had to look up how to make a redstone comparator because I haven't ever made one of those, like ever. Like not even in vanilla have I ever made one of those. So yeah. Also in between episodes, I made a bunch of Essentia labels. As you can see, now you can see what we have in the jars. The Essentia labels are built in to the warded jars, and you just need a slime ball, some ink sacs, and some paper, and that makes the labels. You can pre-make the labels as to what's in them. I didn't bother. When you place them on a jar that has something in it, it automatically takes on the label of what's in it. So that was handy. So we've got it's the 6 basics: 2 fire, 2 water, 2 earth, 2 order, 2 entropy, and 2 air, and then 2 magic right there, just because I wanted to have a wall of the basics. And then we have several of these others along here. It will be expanded out. Right now it maintains 36 of the elements. Some of them have double containers, some of them don't. I probably won't have enough space for double containers for all of them unless I go absolutely out of my mind. But we're not going to do that. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to get over here and we're going to start with this. I planted some oak trees back here, and now we're going to do something with said oak trees. So, I planted these back here so that we could then harvest them. So, I put this here, and I'm going to put a gold chest right here, and this is going to be where the golem comes back to. So the stronger the golem is, the faster they'll chop things down. So I'm going to use a thaumium golem, and we're going to actually put this guy right about here, and he has no core yet, so he won't actually do anything. We're going to upgrade him with the water upgrade, which is going to make him have a longer range. So now, we should be able to... Ooh, the one thing I didn't do is wall this place in so that the golems wouldn't accidentally leave the area. Well, let's see what happens. He is now a chopping golem. He should now chop these trees down. Excellent. Okay, so now we're going to have a gathering golem. We're going to make the gathering golem the tallow golem. He's going to go right here. We're going to give him the extra speed, not speed, but range, and go gather things. So now he should gather things from there. So we'll let them run for just a second here. That should stop anything from being a problem in that respect. Now, they're going to keep going. Good. I need to go grab a couple of little things, say a fence, to make sure that these stupid golems don't leave the area that I want them to stay in. It's kind of hard sometimes because the golems will actually just go off somewhere, even though that you don't really want them to go, because they'll be like, oh, well, I'm supposed to chop down trees, and there's a tree halfway across the game over there. And I'm going to go chop down that tree because that's what I'm supposed to do. And I understand that's what they're supposed to do, but sometimes it gets to be a little annoying if they go running off to places that I don't actually want them to run off to. So, let's see, that dropped all the way out here, so we'll assume that that is the maximum range that we want them to go out. Alrighty. Apples. Didn't really anticipate apples. Alright, put me on the inside of this fence for the moment. But it looks like he is doing a good job in gathering all of this stuff. So that should work out nicely. So now, the next thing we're going to do is we need to have a use golem. And he is going to use a specific item. Now, I need to attach him to this inventory as well. Now, I was thinking I was going to use the Thaumium Golem for this part, but I think that I'm going to use the Tallow Golem to be the Golem of use. We're going to place him on that inventory. We're going to give him the range upgrade as well. And we are going to give him the use animation core. Now, when the use animation cores, now who told you to pick that up? I was going to tell you to pick that up, but alright, you are going to take oak saplings. So now we should see. He says, do you wish me to use this item on a block or on an empty location? We want him to use this on a block. On an empty space. On a block, okay. And we're going to give him only this item. Actually, we'll just do that. I think this is how this works. I've not done this before, so yeah, this should be fun. So I'm going to tell him to plant trees. So by doing so, I should be able to right-click on him. And then I'm going to tell him to plant a tree here. Cool, he did it. And there. And there. And there. 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 And there. And he'll go get some more trees. And he'll come back and plant them. And, you know what? Put one there and there as well. So now that he's done that, we should be able to, you know what? Why not? I don't really want a tree quite that close, but that's okay too. So now, when these get harvested, awesome! That is great. Okay, so that's going to get that part going. So now I have a golem that will chop down trees, a golem that will pick up the stuff from the trees, and a golem that will plant the trees back. Okay, so now we're going to attach one more golem. This is going to be another Thaumium Golem. It doesn't actually have to be a Thaumium Golem now that I think about it, but oh well. So, no, I need you guys to move. And no, I need you guys to move. Thank you. Okay, so this Thaumium Golem is going to have the range upgrade, and he's going to have the empty core. Now, no, I don't want you to actually have that. Should I remove everything from this container or something specific? You are going to... First, you gotta move and let me get access to the container. Okay, you are going to move only oak wood. Alrighty, so you are going to take the oak wood and you are going to put it here. Ha! It works! Alrighty, so now he's dropping it in there, and that should be making charcoal. It is. How excellent is that? Okay, so, yes, this is my best planned episode so far, I know. So let's see. Let's run downstairs real quick while this is working. I'll need a couple more items, and we're going to really get this thing going. I probably don't need to go to the next step, but I'm going to because I want to. And why did I come downstairs? I came downstairs. Oh, that's right. I need impulse item ducts. And I'm going to also need Pneumatic servos. Am I out? Oh, no. Never mind. Am I out? No, there's this stack right here. This large stack right here. Okay, so let's see. The next thing we want is... I'm drawing a blank. I hate this. I came down here for a reason. By the way, soul sand, really quick and easy way to get it. Go out to the nether, bring a whole bunch of netherrack or cobblestone or dirt or whatever, and wand of equal trade. All you gotta do is find the sand, fly over, flicking the wand, and it instantly gives it to you. So how awesome is that? Alright, let's see. I'm going to need this part, I need that part. Okay, I'm forgetting something now, but it's alright. So we're going to have this making charcoal. So at the same time as this is making charcoal, we're going to make it do something else. Oh, that's right. I want a bone meal. I want a bone meal so I could grow these trees real quick and get the golems to working harder again. Let's see. Mob drops. No, I should have some already made in the growing stuff. I've been wrong before. Alright, fine. Mob drops it is. Now, I may actually try to put another golem out here and actually give him bone meal and have him automatically use bone meal on the saplings to make them grow even faster. That would be really cool. I did not plan for that at this point. So, if I do, I might do it next episode or something. I don't know. It's got potential, though, because if I can make the golem automatically... Whoops. I really didn't mean to grow a bunch of grass. But I guess that's my own fault. Sure was nice when it used to only be one piece of bone meal was all it took to do what needed to be done. So I may expand this to make it have more trees in it, or make it so it grows bigger trees. Oak seemed like the reasonable thing to do, so that's what I went with. But for now, that's going to be fine. That should keep them rolling. Now, this thing, I'm going to use it for all kinds of stuff just because at this point it's basically free. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set this up to run really, really fast. So what I'm going to do is we're going to place some item ducts. Oh, wait. I wanted to put these underground so you didn't have to look at them. Alright, so we've got this item duct. And we are going to wrench it so it faces down. Now we're going to take a pneumatic servo and install it in there. No, in there. Thank you. Okay. And we are going to then put this, and we're going to run this underground. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set this up to where we can feed the furnace with fire essence. I can't remember the name of it right off the top of my head, but we're going to feed it fire essence. And what we're going to do, how we're going to do that, is to do this, like this, and we're going to place a alchemical furnace here. So what in the... Oh, you idiot. This is what I mean about golems being stupid and going and trying to grab stuff that they're not supposed to. Gotta be careful when it comes to gathering golems. Anyway, so that's gonna be like that. And then that's gonna be like that. So, how did I do that wrong? Oh, okay. I should have... That's okay. So we can do it this way instead. And that puts that part there. Okay, so we're going to have the pipe here is going to pull out charcoal. Whoops. This is where my planning all goes awry. Anyway, so we're going to have this piece here, and it's going to pull out charcoal, at all times. And before I set that, I want to get the charcoal first. And I'm going to set it so that it has a white list of charcoal. So it's only going to ever pull out charcoal because that's all I want it to work with right now. So now we should be getting charcoal sent up through here. There's 64 there, and there's 25 there. Yay. So that part is working. Alright, so now that it's doing that, what we're going to do is we're going to put these arcane alembics on here. And then we are going to put, let's see, how do I want to do this? Let's see, we're going to put, oh, that's the one thing I didn't get ready. I didn't get ready of the pipes. That's okay. That's going to go there, to there, to there, to there, to there, to there, to there, and then to there. Okay, so now I want to have, on this system alone, mind you, I'm not attaching it to the rest of the system, but we're going to have the Senshi jar there, and those should start filling up. So now, look at that. They do their job so well. I love this. Cut the grass back. Oops. That's okay, because he can just go plant another one back. Alright, so now these will continue to grow. That's going to work fine. This is going to continue to work there. Now, what I need is a void jar. I'm going to use a void jar because I want it to get rid of any excess stuff that is created from charcoal. So I need obsidian, a voided jar, and an ender pearl in the arcane workbench. That's not a big deal at all. Oops, that goes upstairs. This goes downstairs. Okay, so I need an ender pearl. And I need a piece of obsidian. I'm out of obsidian, seriously? Wow, didn't expect to be out of obsidian. Oh, no I'm not. Didn't realize I had it in a barrel. Good old barreled obsidian. Alright, so it was obsidian, a warded jar, and an ender pearl makes a warded jar. Void jar, anyway. Alright, so the other thing I'm going to need is 2 jar labels. And we'll go with all 3. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to place these over here. And we have potentia. That's what we have a problem with. So we're going to place the void jar, and we're going to put the void jar right here. And now it's going to fill with Iter. Of course it's going to fill with this. Why wouldn't it fill with this? Get out of there. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to label this jar so that it only accepts that kind of potentia. And we're going to then put this one so that it only accepts the fire type as well. So now we're going to empty this one, and hopefully at some point we will get this thing to function the way I want it to. So also we're going to add to this a arcane bellows. Remember, we have one left over from last time. There's not actually a need for this, but I want to, so there. Nah. Alright, so now the theory is going to be that at a certain point this will all even itself out. But now once we got to remember that at some point this is going to have a overflow. The trees will grow, the charcoal we put in here, and eventually these will all fill. And once they all fill, then there won't be anything left for this to do, so any charcoal made at that point will actually get built up in here. But I don't want it to build up in here because then this chest could overflow if I'm leaving the world running while I'm at work or something. So to have that not happen, once we go past a certain... Oh, you stupid golem, get out of here. That's one of the minus sides of golems. They are stupid as the day is long. Okay, so the closest inventory that will accept it is going to be over there. So I'm going to create a inventory for these pipes to pipe into that is further away, and that way it will, anything that doesn't go there will go here instead. So since this inventory is further away than that inventory, this inventory will get charcoal first, and then the secondary inventory will get anything else, which will be what's left over, which is going to be any charcoal that is not being used to make this other stuff. So now the theory is we can cover this up, and once it reaches a certain point where the furnace is staying with charcoal in the bottom and in the top, then we'll be able to make it so that, how did that happen? But anyway, once it gets to that point, we'll be able to tell this thing, hey, I want you to pump every kind of item out, not just the ones that are going here. And then, because this will be full of charcoal in the bottom and in the top, and there will be Essentia not going anywhere, then we'll be able to let this run full time. Because any charcoal that goes by will automatically go into there as soon as it needs it. So let's bone meal us up some more trees, just so we can see this work. I think a bigger version of a tree would be a good idea. I thought about redwoods, but I don't think that the golems would be able to effectively chop redwoods correctly. I think it would cause a problem if the trees are too big. Plus, I haven't found a biomes of plenty redwood forest yet. I found a giant redwood, and that's wonderful, but I don't really want a giant redwood, because those take 49 saplings each, and there's no way that they can reach all of those, I know for a fact. So, let's see. This is going to continue functioning. They're going to continue chopping and gathering. And they're going to continue emptying. Now, I got to do something about these apples. I didn't anticipate apples. Eventually, my inventory will fill with apples. Or this chest will fill with apples. But for now, I'm not going to worry about that too much. But let's see. So, yep, that went to 64, and it took the excess and put it up top. So now we should see, as it's being made, it's being pumped into the top. Excellent. So in theory now, we are going to have an excess of charcoal. So let's see, and also the reason we have these up here is because from time to time our infernal furnace is going to pull from that from those essentia jars a little bit of the fire essence, and when it pulls that little bit of fire essence out, it's going to start functioning even faster. And just because I want to demonstrate that, we're going to go ahead and pump in some cobblestone in here in order to make this function at its peak. And because I want some more smooth stone. Alright, did you see that? Okay, I don't know if you saw that or not. If you rewind, you'll see it. But as you can see, he is pumping that stuff out really quick. Now, we'll watch right here for a second, and we'll see, you'll see a little red or orange ball of energy come from the warded jar over to the furnace. We'll watch just for a second, and we should see that occur. It just happened, so he'll have to process a good little bit before it does that again. I'm not sure how many pieces it has to process before it needs a recharge, but oh, there it goes. You see it going in? So that's why we have this other essentia. I have this void jar here because otherwise these alembics will fill up, and they will fill up with potentia, and they won't be able to process anymore. So a void jar will fill up, but then it will continue to take whatever element's in it, and that element will then just be destroyed. So That way, the potentia will always be taken out of these. It'll be piped over into this jar and then just deleted. I don't really need 2 things of fire here, but I don't know, I just felt like it, really. And this thing is going at a very nice pace. Alright, so this is all working. Bigger trees. Bigger trees, I think, are going to be key to this. Ones that typically grow a lot taller will make this work a lot better. It'll be more functional, and that will be better overall. And maybe we won't get apples as a side effect of it as well. The saplings will build up eventually, but you know, I'll have to just come back and clear those out from time to time. Of course, the other thing I could do is I could put an item duct to take apples and well, no, I can't take saplings away because the guy uses them from here to plant the new ones. So I could take an item duct and tell it to automatically pull apples off to the side. Or I can actually even put a barrel right here and have an item duct that runs and takes apples out of there and fills in a barrel right here. So I mean, there's a lot of ways that we could choose to do this, and I'm just gonna let it run for now. So this guy is, wow, still processing the cobblestone. Well, I did throw in a whole bunch of stacks. So he will actually process this for quite a while. Unfortunately, he processes in the order that he received them, I believe. That being the case, he will process all of that cobblestone before he processes any more of the wood that's going to come through here. So, oh, there goes another tree. Go get him. Oh, good boy. One of the things to note before we wrap up this episode is that the chop golem, now you remember you used an axe of the stream in order to create him. That means that when he chops, it does an axe of the stream version chopping. He chops at the base, but it chops from the top down. So you don't have to worry about him reaching the top as long as you don't go above, I think it's 30 blocks. I think 30 blocks is the maximum for the axe of the stream. So yeah, that will continue to function on that level. The other thing about it is when the chop golem chops the trees, it makes, because of that, its magical effect makes the leaves decay really fast. So if you watch, he's chopping that down, and watch, the leaves are going to go really fast. A lot faster than would naturally be done. Come on, go chop the other one. Go on. Go chop the other one. Why aren't you going to chop the other one? I know you can reach it. I've seen you reach it. You're going to make me golem answers. Okay, you're just slow. That's fine. You can be slow. So anyway, this is functioning. This is working exactly as I intended it to. And in theory, this should gain us an excess of... this should gain us an excess of charcoal. Now, oh, he's processing charcoal again? He must have processed a piece of charcoal. Anyway, when the Essentia bottles here get full, as they are now, it will continue to process until these both alembics have 32 of whatever element is in them. So this is going to stay at 32, and see, it just went to 31 because the furnace just pulled one in from over there. So it pulled one from here and put it up there. So once these are both at 32, it won't be able to process any further, and this actual lower part will just stop. So let's just do this for fun. We've got a few minutes left before the episode's closing, and we're going to just run this real quick and let it filter out. So 27, 28, 29, 30, 29, 30, 31, and 32. So now they both have 32. Until the furnace actually needs another pick-me-up, it'll stay at 32. And now you can see that this part has stopped because this is all distilled essentia, but it has nowhere to go right now. So the furnace is actually going to just sit here and do nothing until it actually manages to pull some of this out. So now, as long as the furnace continues to process and make charcoal, which it will once I'm done making smooth stone, which why I decided to make so much smooth stone is beyond me. But now that it's doing that, we should be able to, since we have charcoal here and here, I should be able to go ahead and change this part and configure it. No, I don't want that. I want you to take it. Anyway, so we should be able to change this to have no whitelist, and it should just pull out everything. And because it can't put any of the stone in here, it's going to automatically pump it over to the chest over here. So now I can use this furnace to process pretty much anything. And as long as it continues to function, and as long as we continue to have a surplus of charcoal, then this will work and work well. So, send me a like if you like what you've seen. Subscribe if you want to see me make more stuff. In the meantime, I'm going to close the world down, back up the world just in case, and I'm going to let this run overnight and see how much excess charcoal we wind up getting. That also being said, I'm going to take one piece of charcoal over here, and I'm going to give charcoal a new home, right next to all my sand. Alright, so now charcoal goes there. In case you're wondering about all the sand, I actually have... Actually, let's throw this in there. Charcoal goes in. And now we have 6. I've been taking my cobblestone and running it through the pulverizer and making sand out of it. So, and look, there goes all the sand. So, excellent. This is going to run, and we'll see how much charcoal we have in the morning. And I'll let you guys know in the next episode. Until then, this is Jarrenitis signing off, and remember, help spread the gaming.